Hi there guys, Sam here. Welcome to another video where I go through 5 things I love about the new Mk8 Golf R. So yeah, I'll get straight into the video really. So yes, you join me once again for another video just talking around the Mk8 Golf R, a car that I've documented plenty of this channel, plenty of videos to check out on that. And I just wanted to go kind of through the 5 things that I feel are, well, the things that I love about it most at this kind of time. You know, we're on the 29th of May here in 2020, just coming into June. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to go through this and it should help you lot out as well. And I'm interested to know what you lot think as well. So yeah, let's get straight to it. So the number one thing has to be the fact that they're actually making this car. I mean, if you've seen other videos on my channel around, unfortunately, how the demise of the Focus RS, the Mark IV, they're discontinuing that. They're not going to make that car. They might not even make that model again. And that's just because we're in really difficult times. They couldn't get sort of like a business justification towards it. I've been really impressed with R and VW in general, how they've actually been able to push this model through. And yeah, you know, credit to them for that. You know, they are going through Dieselgate. They are going through the same sort of problems with COVID as other manufacturers. And they are going through tough times in general because, well, the automotive world is changing. And it's just great and refreshing as a Mark 7 Golf R owner to show that they're actually making this car and they're still sort of pushing towards that, you know, that fun performance everyday hatch, which, yeah, massive thumbs up for that just for making the car. So that's definitely my number one thing. Number two actually has to be the fact that it's still four-wheel drive. As much as that can kind of sometimes dent the fun, and the halodeck system in the Golf R perhaps isn't the most fun and versatile that you can get on the market today, when you look at other cars with sort of drift modes all over the place. The new A45S comes to mind, completely different price point, and obviously the old Mark III Focus RS. But yeah, for actually in the UK where I live, it rains so much. We're going through some gorgeous weather at the moment, but it won't take long before it starts chucking it down with rain. And if you know the weather forecast right, when it's really, really sunny, the next day it will be absolutely torrential thunderstorms. So that's where the four-wheel drive system works for me. You know, you can still have fun with it. And then when it chucks down with rain, you can still go for a blast around like your favourite country road, which you may or may not have seen on my channel if you're a regular viewer. And it's also the same in other countries as well. You get some really strange climates and, you know, from hot to cold to snow to, you know, desert storms, you know, it just changes all over the place. So, and particularly in the snowy sort of winter, sort of dark and dull months, it's exactly what you need to kind of cheer you up. And to be honest with you, I know a lot of the competition are going that way. They're sort of sticking around the four-wheel drive system in their hyper hatches because ultimately front-wheel drive, it just spins up. Rear-wheel drive, it's the same kind of thing, sadly. So, you know, four-wheel drive is the way to go. And yeah, it's glad that they kind of stuck with that philosophy throughout kind of all the Golf Rs, actually, to be fair. Since they brought it out sort of around 2003, I believe, with the Mark IV R32. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. So yeah, that's definitely my second point. The third point, from what I've kind of know so far, is actually how the brake horsepower is actually just about right. It's rumoured to have around 330 brake horsepower, which isn't a massive uplift on the standard Mark 7 Golf R, which has around 300 brake horsepower. For me, that kind of works quite well in the real world. I don't think anyone was particularly complaining that a standard Golf R was slow. And yeah, there are those that modify it and get it to even higher. But actually, for your normal day-to-day use, plenty of performance, plenty of fun. Don't necessarily focus on sort of that sort of area of the car. They're actually using the exact same engine, the EA888 engine in the Mk8 Golf R. And it seems like with a lot of the testing around the Nürburgring, which is where VW does a lot of its testing because it's very close to them, and yeah, it's a huge track with varying degrees of elevation changes and bumps and everything. Good for the UK because we have awful roads. And they're clearly trying to focus on improving the handling, which will be a good thing, you know, to have a little bit more of an agile car. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing that, and that's definitely the third thing that I'm looking forward to and I kind of love about this Mk8 Golf R. The fourth reason actually has to be the running costs of the car. Now, it's quite challenging when we're going through this era of electric cars, hybrid cars, and unfortunately for the vast majority of people, me included, it's just a step too far. You know, not only is the outright cost of those kind of cars quite high, it's very difficult to kind of charge them. It has its real limitations. And it does add its own area of complications because, you know, a hybrid system, which was rumoured to be having in it, yeah, it's a little bit like things could go wrong. It also says to me that it's going to add weight, and yeah, it might increase power, but then you just lose the fun. So yeah, I think they've done it right. on that side. And it kind of gives me confidence because, well, if you haven't seen yesterday's video, I've had my Golf R now for 3 years, my Mark 7, and it's been a dream to live with, and it's been really, really affordable as well. That's what I'd want out of a car like this. So yeah, that's definitely the 4th point for me. The final 5th point, which I think is the right absolute sweet spot for any Golf R above GTIs or above Focus RSs, M140s, everything, is that it still retains that wolf in sheep's clothing type attitude. It's completely under the radar. You wouldn't really necessarily tell this apart from a Golf 8 R line, to be honest with you. That works really well for me, and those subtle hints are for the people that know. If you're in the know, you know those 4 exhausts, you know those wheels, you can see the bigger brakes, you can see the air, the vents bigger at the front, you can see a little bit of the touches here and there, and I love looking out for those kind of things because it's good. You don't necessarily want to, if you're like a car enthusiast with me, and I like looking, going for walks and just seeing nice cars. Something that is just that little bit different. It makes you take a couple of looks back at it to think, oh, actually, yeah, that's actually a bloody awesome car. And that's really, really cool. And it's always been what I love about mine. And looking at the images, as I've shown 1 or 2 while I've been talking, yeah, this is right on the money. For me, anyway. I think for some, perhaps it's a little bit too subtle. But hey, that's what a Golf R is, and that's what it's always has been. Even with the big 3.2 litre V6 engines the previous generations had, they were still pretty subtle cars, to be honest with you. And yeah, that's definitely my 5th point. So there you go, there's my top 5 things that I love about the new Mark 8 VW Golf R. Really looking forward to it coming out. Really looking forward to getting, more content for you guys as well when I kind of see it. Hopefully test drives, we're just going to have to see how things go, really. And you never know, it might be a car for in the garage in the future. But regardless, it's just great to see. And yeah, let's hope it lives up to a bit of the hype and kicks on from there, really. But yes, that's really the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching. If you're not familiar with my channel, please check out my playlists and my previous content. Plenty of fast forward content on here as well. We've got a Fiesta ST in the garage, my Mark 7 Golf R, plenty of content on that. Plenty on the Mark 8 Golf R and like the GTI. Everything really, Porsche content as well. So, I love these kind of things. It's my kind of passion, and I enjoy kind of sharing that as well. And check it out, and you might just enjoy it. But yes, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you again next time. Cheers, guys.